Oh, Reddit. Reddit, 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 Reddit. You don't know what you've asked me to do, have you? Welcome to the Dustbowl guide. I'm doing this pre-spiel now because I'd rather get it out of the way than talk about it mid-setup, because the setup round's going to be running through the good old map as quickly as possible to try and maximise the old building time and give you an example of what you can realistically put up within the first, I don't know what time, minute. So, I'm going to go out of spawn, teleport down. I believe I did an engineer challenge a little while back to try and get the entirety of second point built up as quickly as possible. You probably can make this quicker by going back into the spawn and hitting whatever your loadout keys are to reset. I personally build about here. Get this gun up. Now back to spawn. Grab the 100 dispenser in the corner, which is something I will occasionally stand on. Run down here. I don't believe there's a metal pack back there. I should be hitting the dispenser while I'm doing this. Keep an eye for metal spawns, go for that. Get the gun up to level 2. Teleporter all the way back here. Worry about upgrading that if you get killed. Get the rest of the metal out of this. Grab that. And now you've got a level 2, soon to be level 3, and a dispenser behind you. And while it's not the quickest run possible, it's not a bad time. So within the first 10 seconds of the match starting, you've got decently level buildings and a teleporter up behind you, albeit a level 1. So, Dustbowl first point. I can't believe I'm taking this seriously. I don't really have much time to explain this, do I? The only real good spot that I find is honestly about here, but you can be spammed out from the window. You ideally want the sentry to shoot out anybody who comes in here, and because of the rescue range you can stand right the way back in this tunnel, although he's not. I've got a crosshair, sorry. Taking screenshots of you. There you go. You are sniper fodder from standing back here, but you can stand on top of your dispenser and constantly repair the sentry, which can make you quite the hassle. So you just sit up there and just spam that over and over again. Teleporter will obviously resupply you with no trouble whatsoever. Spies getting through here are going to have a hard time because you've blocked it up. You have to crouch jump over your own sentry gun, which can be disadvantageous. You do kind of... I said you need to crouch jump over your own sentry gun. You do kind of need to make sure there's room for you to maneuver around it if you can, because you want to be able to zigzag around it and go back to the teleporter either to repair or upgrade when you get a bit of downtime, which due to Dustbowl is limiting. I am talking quite quickly here, but wouldn't recommend building out here due to snipers. I'm going to check up top of this and see whether A, you can build on top of it, and B, whether it would be a good spot or not. You could argue maybe up here wouldn't be bad.
There wasn't getting any lighter.
But then you have the problem of rotation. You'd have to put it when it rebuilds, as it takes all here. You have to put it here, but then you can be spammed out from the far right spawn there due to the lack of range. We'll go second point quickly, because I need to go into blue and cap all these points, so I don't have to dick about. If anybody knows how to put the... Actually, it won't even matter, I'll be done by the time any of this happens. I was going to say if anybody knows how to put the server times down. Let's see how far back I can have this. Back here. So this is a decent retreat point. You can stop them from coming out of this side door, which is quite an effective push route. And the longer you can have a level 3 and a teleporter up here, it saves your team trying to get through this one-way gate by either rocket jumping or doing weird crouch jumps like through here. Good spot, reasonably effective. Can be spammed out by pills being spammed over the minecart down there. I will bring this through here for second point in a moment. I'm going to show off this maybe if I can do it right. So you can jump over here, and then for some reason it's slightly lipped, and then you can jump over there if you're not bad. I'll give it another go, but obviously I'm time capped, so I need to like get to blue and then cap the point. And that's not even how you do it. See, I don't know the jump spots so well in Dustbowl because this is a map I played in my junior years, otherwise known as I'm bad at this game. Please let me play a map that's really easy to spam on. You can make that jump, I'm just having a hard time hitting the buttons in the right order. I should probably just jump normally, that's the best. So I'm trying to crouch jump, there's no need. I'm hitting space before I launch, maybe I should do that. Or after I launch, sorry. Try doing it before. I really should not be tempting this over and over again. Nah, you just kill your own momentum. It is possible to jump across there, albeit I'm bad at it, / I don't practice jump spots. And now I'm being messaged. What? It's kind of sad. I'm trying to record, dude! No serious maps left. There is serious maps left, I'm just doing Dustbowl first because it was requested. You can build in these dynamite boxes, which is weird. If I can actually place the fucking... I swear you can, unless they've changed it recently. I know for a fact you can build on here. It's fucking... There we go. Sorry for a second. You can build on top of these dynamite boxes, I swear. But I'm going to run out of time at this rate. I know you can build on top of there, but I usually, back in the day, used to build on this point because it blocks this stairwell and covers the point decently, and you can sit on top of these boxes and avoid a lot of the spam using the rescue ranger. Other than that, I've seen spots such as there, here, and I would argue those are not particularly useful. There's probably not bad, but not amazing, just the fact probably people will see it from up there. Center gun there's okay, but it doesn't cover the point really, but it'll kill all the choke points, and I win. Not much to say really. I'd say this first point is the hardest to defend, second point's easier because you've got this little boxes here. And I'm going to cut this here and get to the second stage, which means replaying this map. Hey. Winning in setup time and tutorial.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Victory.
Engineer confirmed OP. All the stages are in the same map. Oh my god, what am I doing with my life? It's just no clip around the place. Cool. Hello and welcome to I didn't realise you could just no clip around the map to get to the different stages. Second point, I am on blue, but it doesn't particularly matter. Actually, it does. I'll go red. Hold on. I'll insta respawn anyway, so I won't worry about it. And yes, there'll be judicious use of no clip here. Actually, I can't really do a setup time, but get a tally up. Grab this metal here. Well, imagine we're on the clock. You can give yourself a rough estimate of how quickly I can do this. You're probably better off going the left side there, because you'll end up further over here, so you don't have to walk as far. And you get your metal, put that there, grab this, put that up here, drop down, put that here. Wait, I'll tell you why you're bored. Grab the more metal, dance around that. You can readjust the position of that later, which I'll do in a moment. For reasons explained momentarily. Grab the 200, hit that on the way past, because why not? Get this to level 2. Keep hitting it. You can be grabbing the metal packs to optimise a bit better than I am, but I'm not really doing it to flawlessness. You will generally have at least a level 2 sentry here. So your teleporter's down below, you've got your dispenser up, and your sentry gun will be level 3, generally. Now the point of this dispenser is, when you get chance, you can block the stairs with it, or the ladder should I say. So any spies can crouch jump around properly. Yeah, they'd have to crouch jump around, but that's suspicious as fuck. Block this better.
There wasn't getting any lighter.
I believe you could probably walk around this now. Yeah, you can. Check that in a moment. Ooh.
Backing up.
Good. I don't know if this works at all or not, but it might baffle newer players. Yeah, you can just walk sideways off there.
Moving out. Go on, get.
I doubt I've even adjusted that at all. No, you can still walk around it.
I'm moving this. That was getting heavy.
That might work. Nope. Can't really block the stairs, but you can make it very, very difficult for people to get around it. Oh, the ladder, sorry. Not bad spot for the dispenser as well. You can always build a teleporter up here if you want to make it easier to upgrade and easier to access. You can probably put it back here, maybe, out of the way. But have a look.
Backing up.
Yeah, the odds of this catching any spam is unlikely because it's far enough away from the dispenser. Obviously, you want to rotate it a bit better than I did.
Backing up.
Put it that way. Well, you can put it on a diagonal if you like. So yeah, you've got this entire upper area, and due to the fact this cone of firing is ridiculous, and Dustbowl is choke point the map, it will shoot pretty much all the way down into there, and over there. Now then,
Moving out.
grab this quickly. Never really tried in here, probably because I think you can catch spam from the demo man down there. Mess about with teleporters in a moment. I've had limited success building up here, putting it on the angle so it's not really in range of anybody over that side until they get into the range of the actual gun, and anybody hopping up this thing will rotate relatively quickly to get up here. You can always put a dispenser blocker here, which I'll show. You can't even crouch just passage if they want to try and sneak around. So this is decent because of that. And then you can put your teleporter down here. Downside to that is obviously the fact that you are limited by, obviously nobody's going to hop up here because sentry gun in the face, but if spies want to get up here and know about the tyres, they can just jump up these and up here. So other than that, I don't really know any decent spots on second. Oh, sorry, first point of second stage. Other than up there or up there. Limited success building in this corridor here. Can build around the corner here, which isn't that bad of a spot, but then you have the problem of spies coming behind you and stuff like that. This does cover the point, but it doesn't cover the entirety of the upper elements area, I think. No, it's not covering the stairs from here, I'm pretty sure. So the downside to that is obviously you might get spammed out from up there. Keep paying attention. You'll catch a few people unawares, sure. You'll kill a fairly large amount of their team if you've got no other engineers, but other than that, you're not going to get much success with this. Second point, this one is, I believe Dustbowl goes up to like a ridiculous 20-minute time limit on this. A sentry gun in this corridor at about this sort of range is good, because this is one of the main areas that enemy teams will push through. Because the main doors will usually block by a sentry gun about, build on these now, usually about here.
There wasn't getting any lighter.
And this will cover the left side, right side, there, but unless you have it far enough forward, it's not going to cover that, and then it's going to have the problem of rotational time, which means people will slip past you by going around here, or you'll take spam from this direction, because I doubt it's got the range to cover that. Too far.
I'm moving this.
Oh, it does actually. This covers all three areas, but it has the disadvantage of rotation. So this spot is very effective, relatively. Obviously, you've got to keep in mind a direct-hit soldier who peeks this will exploit the fact that sentry gun can't turn particularly quickly, and if you're getting harassed from there, and here all at the same time, quite difficult to defend. Dispenser here is probably not going to help you out, because I believe the stairs are, you can just nudge up there. I'm not even like pressing anything to even crouch jump or jump up here, but a spy can still jump up there. You can't block the stairs particularly well. Grab the metal, grab this. What I used to do, generally after losing this upper area and stuff like that, I'd never really hold in this upper area, I'd always build in second, because this was back in the day when I was kind of bad. Not saying I'm any better now, but don't play Dustbowl anymore.
That was getting heavy.
It's generally the engineer spot of choice, because if someone jumps down here with an Uber, they are going into the skybox over there. Not a bad spot by any means, it just doesn't cover all that much. The one that I mentioned previously over there that covers all three is probably a pretty good one. Now, this one is weird, and I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, I can just do it by jumping up here. That's relatively impressive, actually. You can build on top of this rock. Now, if I can actually get up here myself, that'd be great. I can actually. Now, you can sit up here, and you can see the radius isn't great, but it's a weird spot that people are going to be caught off guard by. If you wrangle, you've got a decent sightline of that left area. Nice wrangler down there. Let's set that. Decent sightline of that right area, or left area, sorry. Got a good sightline on that. You get rockets down there, probably even in the corner. You aim it well enough? Am I getting there? No, not quite. This is an odd one. You don't see it often because it's quite hard to get something up here, but if you've got some time to play around and your sentry's over there, it's not a bad idea to move it over here just for a rotational / surprise attack. Another one that probably wouldn't be that bad that you don't see all that often is
There wasn't getting any lighter.
putting it here, but the downside to that is if anybody pushes on the right, you're in trouble. But you can, if you have it rotated like this, someone's going to get a face full of 150 damage rockets. And if it's been down there the entire time and they've been Ubering in and stuff like that, and you've managed to keep it up or get it drop down, but they get killed because they've been wasting Uber, A sentry gun here will be a nasty, nasty surprise. The only downside to this is that you can probably see it from down here. You can see the top of the rocket pod. If you leave it as a level 2, you might be alright. Other than that, though, I would say there for surprise attacks, there if you're holding and they've got this upper ground completely locked down, and here otherwise. So that's pretty much done second, I'd say. So I'll have this, and now we're going to try and fly around and find where third... Okay, can't go into spawn. And here's third, because it's literally the other side of spawn. So, you're on red, so you get access to all of this nonsense. Arguably the best place on this point is right here, because it does cover the point, albeit limitedly. If a soldier or a demo jumps across, they will quite easily pass. Can I go in here? Can. Even though there's a great big red X sign saying no entry. Well, it's no entry, isn't it? For blue team, sorry. Did I mention teleporters in a second? Completely irrelevant. Dispensers go next to you, basically. Next to or nearby for resupply purposes. There's no actual viability of using them as a blocker. Use teleporters as an early warning system by putting one down in a random spot, nowhere near anybody. Because people can't resist blowing up teleporters. Doesn't matter if you're a spy or a sniper or a soldier, you will go after the teleporters probably. You'll be like, oh, random teleport, I'm gonna blow this up. And third, for the first point, the third stage first point, I would either go with this, which is okay, or if you're pushed back against the corner, I'd say here is decent, because it does block the stairs, and obviously I'm having a hard time even jumping over it myself. That's because I'm bad at video games. No, you can't crouch jump over this, you have to go around it, and if you have to go around it, and you can get around it, if I can stop being terrible. So, get around that, and then you've got decent coverage of some of the point, and you can always shove rockets onto there with the Wrangler to try and clear it out, and splash damage is decent with these things. It's not amazing, but it's decent. And anybody crossing this, they have to be either very quick as a demo man with a couple of stickies to jump across, or a soldier who rocket jumps, say, from the right to the left, which is something I've done more than once like that. The flick jump. I don't know if it's called a flick jump, I just call it flick jump. Other than that, the sentry is not an easy one to take down, because it's in a raised position, and it covers, it's a blind corner basically. You're forced to come round to the corner to shoot at it. If someone gets to here somehow, you can wrangle, but I believe the range is up to at least there, so they damage it, you might do that. Yeah, you can get out of the range of it, but I don't believe you can jump over that building there. No, you can't, because the roof, you can't get on the roof of it. We'll double check for the sake of something. You can build up there. I've never really had much, well, you can get some decent success building in the pillbox, but it's not greatly effective. Well, it is. I don't know, it's a decent spot, but I don't really like it due to splash damage killing me. No, you can't go over that, there's an invisible wall there. So you can have your gun here, and it will shoot through, I believe. See how it looks when it's built. Yeah, it will shoot through there, but the downside to that is that people can come out the left. So, aggressive early position here. If you want to be reasonably sneaky, and it's going to be difficult to get here without anybody seeing you in the setup time, because literally everybody just mills at these gates. Especially on the left. Well, you do occasionally get people on the left side. You might... No, there's no way you could sneak this here. But not a bad spot if you've got everybody down and they are unaware. You can move it into there. You can even move it into the spawn and stuff like that, because this third point is fucking ridiculous for blue. It's so hard to do anything on if they get, like, critzers, basically. Back in my junior years when I played this map, I was both spawn camped and spawn camping. Terrible, terrible times. Building the point's okay. I've had reasonable success building over here, but then they start lobbing pipes over the house, which I can attempt to show very quickly. Sentry down. Hopefully I don't respawn as an engineer, or at all. The fuck am I? Oh, second stage still. Give me that, no clip. And here's the house, and we drop ourselves down. Yeah, so as you can see, the airburst just in the right spot, and if they do charge sticky bombs, they do the same thing. I didn't see where that landed. I think it landed in the right place. Yeah, it kind of airbursts, but if you stagger it in such a way that you've got the angle right, you can just roll it along the roof. Yeah, detonated just about there. You can see the explosions here, one there, so this would have hit my sentry gun. And it's even worse with sticky bombs, but I don't have a sticky launcher on because I've got the tide turner because I like spinning around in circles like an idiot like this. Anyway, back to the energy guide. Second point I will get to when I fly through the walls. So yeah, first point, or third point, or third stage, first point, get there eventually. Either there or up there, my personal opinion. Teleporters and dispensers. Dispenser either goes next to you or around the corner in the little shelved area there. I'll show you where exactly. Just for the sake of just demonstrating. Don't need to do that. Dispenser in this corner, you're probably not going to catch any spam with it, but obviously it's a little bit further back than you might like it to be. Or the dispenser around this corner and putting it about here as a blocker and a teleporter in between, or... oh yeah, teleporter in between would be fine. Because then the spy's never going to get to it, he's going to have to go through the dispenser, which is going to be... I think you could have crouched jump over that, now I'm stuck for how we can get back up there. I don't Dustbowl very often. No, at all, I mean. Can crash jump over that, but obviously, unless they're invis watching around and are very good at it, very quick. You'd have to go like that, and then down here, and then you've got the sentry gun here and the teleport here, so you've got teammates probably gathering around this thing, protecting you back as well. Second point. Never really built up here. If you position it right, you might get some nasty surprises, but when the enemy knows it's here, you're going to have a hard time defending this because they'll come up the stairs and just start bouncing pipes off every wall. Position that right. So that's the thing here, I could just do the old Down Man thing of hitting that corner and it'll bounce in there and probably hit me in the face and do 100 something damage and I'll be about dead. Falling back, falling back, falling back. If you want to cover the flank and you've got an engineer holding the main area, reasonably effective, put a gun down here, because it's a one-way tunnel and I believe you can't get around it. Let's put it down and we'll test. Put it in the where the girders are, so let's say, let's do it by sentry gun range. Third one then. Might be a little bit further forward. Too far forward for my test.
Was getting heavy.
Got to crouch jump over it again. You can even crouch jump over it. You can't crouch jump over it because of the girders. There's no way around this sentry gun apart from the front. Yep, stuck there, stuck there. Can't crouch jump over it. Too small of a space because of the ceiling girder. So that's not a bad spot if you're covering the flank, which I don't see that all that often, but viable because when I used to play this map, I used to go down there and rocket jump up and around to sort of try and pick off the sentry gun that's usually placed right there, but I'm going to briefly discuss this shelf area. Gun here, depending on how far forward you put it or how to the right you put it, it's you can have some reasonable success with it, but I wouldn't recommend it particularly. Sentry gun here on these stairs, once again it's a blind corner and blocks entrance. Quite effective if used excuse me, if used in support of this sentry gun, which covers the point entirely. So you have one here covering the point, and then you have, I'll use Mr. Dispenser as my example. You have a sentry gun here. You've got a nice little pincer that, whilst you can walk around the sides of this, it will stall out anybody who's not a spy, and even then you've got to try and contact your way through here. And as an engineer, I generally, if I know there's spies about, I will, well, we'll point out this. If you know there's a spy around, you'll try and bump him with contact if he's using invis. So you can exploit the fact that all you have to do is just AD here to sort of block the area off. So a duo sentry gun combo here will cover the point relatively effectively. You have to worry about spam from down there, because I believe you can check the radius on this thing. I like to do a fancy sentry jump up there, but I didn't know it's level 1 and B, I'm bad, so no. I'll grab this and try and get a look at the radius. I need to be standing. Rotate this around. Don't I even bother doing that? I need that way. Yeah, just cover up to there, but it takes a little while to snap down to it, and you will be caught out by people standing about there lobbing on pipes, because I believe the gun will have a hard time noticing or hitting people there. So if you build it a bit further back, you run the risk of not being able to cover the point. But as a duo sentry gun setup, this is not a bad one if you've got a friend who wants to troll on Dustbowl and you feel like going, ha 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 ha, I'm a dick, look at me, we've completely boxed the spawn in. The usual spot though, however, it is here. And effective as it is, the downside to this point is that soldiers, well, personally that's what I do, hop up there and destroy the sentry gun by spamming it out from there because it only has radius to cover. You're safe up to probably about here. If it can't see you, or if you can't see it, it can't see you generally, that's the rule of thumb. And the engineer is going to be about standing here, so you could probably peek and at least damage the engineer unless he's sitting with the rescue ranger back here somewhere. At which point you hope your snipers are standing on that little shelf there, but as 80,000 pills and probably about 20,000 rockets are being fired at that almost constantly, you might have a hard time. Sapping this, probably the best way to approach is up the stairwell, down there, around there, crouch jumping around this sort of thing. Using something like a cloak and dagger, you can sit in this corner for a bit, you'll be alright. And try and navigate your way around here. Or, if you can navigate your way around here and get around this corner, you're in a decent spot to sap. Because most of your teammates, or Red's teammates, will be crowded around here, because these are where the spawn doors / dispensers are. We'll grab a bit of metal quickly. Dispenser's probably going to go... Oh, you can't even build here. I thought you could. Alright, you can build here. Dispenser's probably going to go about there, as far back as possible, and hopefully not... Well, you might want to build it in a better spot than I have. You want to move it to the left a little bit, I'll move it in a moment, because Soldier Splash is going to hit it there. But if you move it to... Yes, hit your buildings to make them build quicker. Move it to about there, you're less likely to catch Splash with it maybe. Or you might be even worse off with that, I don't honestly know. I don't recall what splash damage radiuses are, because if your teammate's standing next to it, it's going to catch Splash anyway, but that's for you to wrangle and blast, so... Cover up there, cover most of that back wall, you are limited to a little bit there, you can cover the shelf, you can cover that point. You can cover some of the lower, it's limiting of where you can shoot, you can get the stairs at least. Do a bit of spy checking if you are so inclined to do so with the Wrangler, which I'm not, because it burns through metal like, I don't know, candy through baby. Wait, what? Baby through candy. I understand the expression taking candy from a baby, it really doesn't make sense to me. Because why would a baby have candy in the first place? What irresponsible parenting. Anyway. There used to be a glitch where you could jump up there and then build in the skybox, but I believe that's been patched. And other than that, I would say there's not that many more viable spots. Over there's okay, but once again you come into the sniper fodder range. Third stage last point, I would say this spot. If you've got two engineers, that one and that one, because whilst the noob will blow up the first sentry gun, you can at least give your friend a warning and he can always jump out here, run around the stairs and then rescue ranger it out, or even tank by like hiding behind it and using the sentry gun as a blocker. Depending on how far forward or how far back you put that, it could even cover the... I'll bring this with just in case to check. I don't know if you can put it here and it'll cover the point. It doesn't, you'd have to wrangle it, but at least it'd hold back the Uber combo potentially. So you are kind of boxed in here, but you can always make your escape by jumping down here, and then obviously your sentry gun won't be building, so you can always either keep it there or stand about here where you're completely out of sniper sightlines, grab it, rotate, build it there, and give it enough time. The Uber and heavy combo will get, well, Uber medic and heavy combo will get completely shrekkeninged by your inevitable 6 sticky bomb demos, and when that happens you can quite easily move your sentry guns, plural because you're still with your engineer friend, into that spot. If you want to hold the stairwell on your own, you might be alright, but it doesn't have a line of sight of this right shelf, so people can walk around you, I believe. Let's see what the current firing is on quickly. You might be able to catch people out in the first part of that little bats area, but an Uber through here will crush you pretty easily. This is a sniper deck. I don't even know if the sentry gun would even shoot out of here. I don't think it would. Other than that, I'd say that's about it. So, recap from memory. First point, first stage, you want to build in the house next to the point itself. Not the best spot, but you will be spammed out pretty much anywhere else very quickly. Second point, you build in the house right next to the point on the right side to block the little opening one-way fence thing, and try and cover the point the best you can. Standing on the little boxes to rescue ranger and repair is necessary, because you're less likely to be caught by pill blast radius then. Second stage, first point, you are on the house using a dispenser as a somewhat effective blocker, and the teleporter can be up there with you or down below by the health kit's probably up there with you so it doesn't get sapped. Although sap is easy to remove, but then you run the risk of being backstabbed while you're down there. Second stage, second point, you want to be on the house where the medium health and the medium ammo packs sit, with the sentry gun covering the right, left, and front, to the best of your ability. It does have the range to actually shoot the left and the right, but you've got to take into consideration the rotational speeds. Third stage, first point, you want to be on the stairs on that corner, or aggressive start, you want to be in the pillbox, and potentially staying in the pillbox if the enemy team's not good enough with the pipe aim. And it does cover the entirety of their sort of front spawn, but it does leave the left open. If your team covers the left effectively, you're in a good position. That's left for red, right for blue. Third stage, second point, do engineer setups, sentry gun there, and then on the shelf in basically my middle left of the screen. Put my crosshair on it. Sentry gun there, and one there. That's a duo sentry gun setup that's quite hard to take down. Like I said, if there's any trouble with an Uber, if you can't wrangle, and if it's a demo Uber, you can probably wrangle and rescue ranger repair it. If not, either both of you or one of you jump out the window with a sentry gun, or rescue ranger pull it. The spot is on there to at least have one left on the last point. And any other good spots where I've just shot my rescue ranger bolt basically. Excuse me. Oh dear. Yeah, basically there, or if this is singular, you're probably going to put it there anyway. And other than that, yeah, I'd say that's about it. If anybody else can think of any suggestions I missed on this point, feel free to put them in the comments and I will annotate them on screen to the best of my ability, or I'll in fact even add an addendum to this video. Maybe separately, or maybe I can tack it onto the end, I don't know. I don't know how I can, well, I'll keep the footage for a bit, see what people say. But yeah, that was Dustbowl. I hope people appreciate it, because I don't think much of this map, but that's all personal preference, you know. I could do offensive sentries, but not that great. And other than that, yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be doing maybe Hoodoo or Gold Rush next.